Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back. Arjang, Jameh joining us here, our personal trainer at Dynamic Fitness. And boy, oh boy, you are in for a sweet treat today because he is your certified fitness coach who can help you in so many different ways. We're going to get to know him, talk about his education. We might have something in common there, by the way. Your training and all that you're doing to help so many people in corrective rehabilitation, massage therapy, functional training, and so much more. So welcome to the show today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm sorry about the technical glitch earlier.
It happens.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're excited that you're here from Brooklyn, New York. So, fellow New Yorker, I'm excited about that. Arjang, would you mind just giving us a little introduction as to who you are and what you do to start?
Sure. So, I'm a fitness coach, and I've been doing that for about 19 years. So I focus on, all aspects of health and fitness. So that includes, posture correction, corrective work, weight loss, nutrition. I also
Ah,
do martial arts training for those who want to learn it, self-defense, boxing. So yeah, I mean, I've been a lifelong athlete and a student of the game. Besides my certification, which was like National Academy of Sports Medicine, I
mm-hmm.
went beyond that to just research on my own what needs to be done to, help people achieve their optimal state of well-being and do the
Yeah,
best they can do in life, make them be the best versions of themselves.
got
And
it.
yeah, my business being called Dynamic Fitness, dynamic is really the central point, which is like we have to constantly be moving in life and constantly evolving and getting better. So I'm always trying to get better as a trainer, learning new techniques, and yeah, whatever I learn, I share with the people around me.
Beautiful. I want to know a little more about your background, where you grew up, and what inspired you to actually get into this field, if you don't mind.
Sure. So I grew up in Tehran, the capital of Iran,
Wow.
and moved with my family here back in the late 1990s. And my parents want, I'm a traditional Persian family, which they all end up being an engineer, doctor, or lawyer. So I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
happened to me, but my
Good
mom wanted me to
things.
be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you know, some things happened, and my parents actually got sick many years ago. They fell to terminal illness,
Oh, so
and
sorry.
I couldn't focus on going to med school. I couldn't focus on
No.
studying, so I told my dad, "Hey, I want to help prevent illness in people, So preventative medicine is the route I want to go. So do I have your permission to be a
Ah,
fitness coach?" And he gave me the go ahead.
blessing.
So I was like, okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was a tough journey, and I worked for many different companies. And then after many years of being involved in this field, I ended up having forming my own company. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing ever since. So
Oh, well, I'm so sorry for your loss. I lost my mom 8 years ago. My dad's still alive, but I understand you want to make your parents proud. There's so much you want to do, and then life changes. Things happen. And by the way, so this is where we're connected. I went to Stony Brook University. I was pre-med, and I read
oh
that you were
wow.
at Stony Brook, but I switched majors after 2 years, and I ended up going for communications. Long story short, but it's a career decision that I made that I chose to divert from. But we all make our decisions. And so, when were you at Stony Brook, by the way? Just curious.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long. uh I'm an ancient relic. So
I hear you. Okay, me too. Okay, we won't talk years then.
it
But
was like
clearly,
2000. I think I graduated 2007. That's when I
yeah.
graduated.
Okay, I'm older than you. Thank you. I'm such a relic, but you look great. I guess it must be all the physical
Thank
work
you.
you do, and you know how to eat right, and you're a pro boxer. Tell me a little bit more about the certifications and all the work that you're doing because you got a pretty extensive background. We got to get to know you fully, and then I want to talk about how you're going to help our listeners and what you're doing to help your clients out there.
Thanks. Yeah. So I have, like I said, I got the basic certification that every trainer should have, which is you just
Mm-hmm.
get certified through a company, you study for a few months, you take a test. Um, that's just very basic stuff. But I I feel like the fitness industry, the standards are not as high as it should be,
Mm-hmm.
and they are right now catching up to the science that's being presented. Um, so I have my, like I said, NASM certification, but I also, as an athlete, being involved in combat sports, I used to, I was an amateur boxer. I did Muay Thai and mixed martial arts.
Wow.
So just the experience of fighting and also coaching other people and able to be also bring that aspect into my realm of specialty. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but also like I think we should, as human beings, not be specialists. We should focus on being generalists, which is like focus on the whole collective aspect of holistic wellness. So that's why it's not just about exercise. It's not just
Yeah.
about nutrition. It's not just about fixing your posture, but also
Mm-hmm.
encompasses spiritual well-being, your emotions, and how you relate to the world around you and the way you think about the world. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, sorry for the overloaded answer, but
No,
um
no, this is important. This is our first show. We got to get to know who we're working with and, find out why you're rated like the best of Brooklyn because, yeah, you were awarded one of your distinguished teaching achievements. I saw that on the website before. And you say the only constant is change. Don't wait any longer. Start your transformation today. And look, it may be cliche, but new year, new you. And a lot of people think about fitness, self-care, their health, the beginning of the year, and we're here. It's not too late. And it's the perfect time, I think, to get started. So, I'm glad you're here. Dynamic-fitness.com. Tell us your address in Brooklyn, please.
yeah, the business is 324 Graham Avenue in Brooklyn. Um, but I am working on moving my operation to Long Island, back to Long Island.
Woohoo!
Um,
Whereabouts? Just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah, Nassau County in Port Washington. I've
Sweet.
still yet to find a gym to move things to, so
Yeah.
that's still in like under it's in under whatever process. But right now I'm still here for a few months, so I'm still training people. I have a company where I have a couple of trainers who work with me. But once I do move to Long Island, I'll probably be a one-man operation until I things kind of get developed a little further.
Got
But
it.
yeah, that's
Well, I would love to break down some of the work you're doing. And I mean, there's some great reviews. People are talking about you being a great trainer. This is from Andrew, very knowledgeable, useful. People who are new to exercise don't know good technique, and the results speak for themselves. This person says they're in much better shape after meeting you and working with you. So, what is the secret to your success? What are the three pillars of health that you really focus on with your clients?
yeah. So for my years of research on fitness, it
Mm-hmm.
comes down to three things. Comes down to movement,
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, and regeneration.
Okay.
So movement involves all the aspects of human movement. So I focus on making people be more biomechanically efficient. So
Yeah.
teaching them how to move correctly. So when somebody
Mm-hmm.
comes to me as a first time client, I don't really care about what their body fat to muscle ratio is
No.
or
Mm-mm.
their strength or cardio. I firstly try to assess their movement patterns and to try to
Interesting.
find the deficiencies in the movement patterns, and then I provide them, homework to do on their own, little things they can do on throughout their day to improve their posture and be aware of how they can move properly. Um, there's a concept called proprioception, which is like when you're
Okay.
not looking in a mirror and you don't have any eyes in your own body, how
Mm-hmm.
your brain is able to recognize your position in 3D space. So
Mm.
so I try to teach people on the fundamentals of, like, for example, the gait cycle. When we're walking, when we're
Oh,
running,
what's
you
that? I
know,
don't even know what that is. Teach me.
yeah. So when you're running, right? When you're running is probably the best exercise. Sprinting is probably the best exercise. And there's a lot of things that go wrong with people when they do that movement. So
Yeah.
that's not, I'm not really a fan of running marathons until people figure out how to run correctly. And so that comes down with, like, you know, how they're stepping,
Yeah.
whether their weight distribution is. Is the hip hiking up on one side, or, is there uh what is their trunk rotation like? So
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. So yeah, that's when it comes down to the gait cycle. So again, it comes down to like assessing their posture, make sure they're
Mm-hmm.
moving correctly, and then we can talk about nutrition. But then the most important thing, which is regeneration, which is sleep.
Yeah.
So I
Ah,
focus
is
on
it
helping
true we need
people.
8 hours or we need more than that?
It depends on the person, but like I think the minimum you want is like I don't know, at least 6 to 8 hours you want within that range. Yeah.
They say the
But like a
early
lot of
bird.
our people in our culture, we're not having good sleep habits. So I try to teach people the fundamentals of how to improve your sleep, which is go to sleep at the same time every night. Try to limit your food intake at least 2 to 3 hours before bed.
That's a
The
hard one
science
for
has
a lot
shown
of
that.
us. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
I said that's been a hard one for a lot of people. I'm a binge eater at night. Can't help it. Then I go to bed with a full stomach and I wake up feeling so horrible. It's one of the worst things people could do. Everyone tells me that. Fasting might be a better
Yeah.
idea for me. But no, for real, thank you for reminding us of that. 3 hours before bed, you said?
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours. There's a
Okay.
guy I study. His name is Brian Johnson.
Okay.
I just discovered him a little while ago. And I mean, he goes to crazy extremes. So he doesn't eat like for 10 hours before bed. He cuts his food off at 10 hours.
Wow.
Uh, I'm not gonna do that myself because I have
Yeah.
like a busy schedule. I like to work out, so I'll be starving. Um, but there are things we can do to definitely optimize that, get closer to having perfect sleep. So yeah, that's one aspect of regeneration. The other aspect of it is like things like corrective movements, stretching, like exposing ourselves to sunlight, the right times of the day, removing the artificial things from our life. And yeah, just like cold water, if you want to really go into it, like cold showers, breathing techniques, like meditation. Those are all the things that like encompass the aspect of regeneration.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I want to remind everyone all the ways we can reach out to you. We still have time in the show, but I know the website dynamic-fitness.com. Do you have any social media pages you want to share? A phone number, email, anything of the sort?
Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, email. It's
Okay.
training@dynamic-fitness.com. My social media, I'm not really too busy on social media, and like my YouTube and social media is kind of catered towards activism because I'm also a sustainability advocate.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's a little different from my business. But if people want to learn about that, if once they get to know me, I'll bring them to that route. Um, yeah, because fitness, like I understand that it can be expensive hiring a trainer. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. So people are like in this society right now, this economy, things are tough. People are oppressed. People are under a lot of pressure. So I
Yeah.
definitely try to put myself in people's shoes. And if somebody wants to reach out to me for like optimal advice, I'm willing to give
Mm-hmm.
even free advice. It doesn't matter to me. I want to help people. I got into this business to help people. So,
Yeah.
you know, improving our spiritual awareness, which is, I want to say this like spirituality, the original definition is a relationship. So if we can improve our relationship with the world around us, that'll bring us something in return. And so
Beautiful.
that's why I also do a lot of talking with my clients through their problems, try to understand where their mentality comes from, try to pinpoint trauma from our childhood that affects us in later in life. And yeah, so making it just beyond physical fitness, spirituality, emotions are very important.
Okay.
Um,
And hold on, I was also just looking on your website and you have a great case study here. Someone named Eric.
yeah.
Clearly, you transform people, and seeing is believing. And I urge people to check out this picture. Could you tell us a little bit about Eric and what happened with him? You know, how he came to you, what was happening, and then how you guided him and coached him along the way. My goodness, he looks great.
Yeah, Eric, well, we went to high school together.
Okay.
Um, and we did really weren't friends during high school. But once he found out that I was a trainer, he came to me for help. And yeah, that was a while ago. It was over 10 years ago that we trained. But over the course of about a year and a half, I helped him lose all that weight. And you see in the picture,
Yeah.
and I inspired him to get into like
Wow.
boxing. And he eventually
Wow.
became a kickboxer and actually competed. Um, but yeah, so just being a friend. Like he came to the gym. I was like, hey man, you can come by anytime you want. You want advice, you want me to give you homework, I can do that. But honestly, it's not so much the credit can't be given to me. He worked really hard. He came to me 3, 4 times a week. Um, Always showed up on time, worked hard. He did the homeworks. He applied the nutrition techniques I told him to do, and also just being there as a friend. He was going through depression and
Yeah.
other issues that he had in his life. I was there to sit there and listen and be a
Oh,
friend and then give him advice wherever I could. So the gym was a place for him. That was his temple. where he was felt positive coming to me. We worked out, we laughed, we hung out, we ate food together. So yeah, just kind of welcomed him to
Yeah.
my community, and
Beautiful.
that motivated him to keep coming for more. And that's why he was able to get to where he was. Yeah.
Amazing. And I know, unfortunately, we're out of time. We got a late start today, but as a certified fitness coach, you're here. Also, you're doing, coaching. This is not only just in person at the gym. You're able to do nutrition and lifestyle coaching to anyone, anywhere around the world, right?
Yeah, I'm very hands-on with my clients. So if they
Okay.
want to get like training, I want to see them in person because I want to be able to see their movements up close. But if they want nutrition advice, I send every person who comes to me consultation a saved email that I had with all the nutrition advice that I've compiled over the years of research. So I send that to everybody.
Got
And
it.
then I also design people like specific videos for their problems. So I had a friend of mine reach out to me a while ago. Hey, I have back pain. What should I do about it? I went to the gym, shot a couple of videos of a couple of stretches they can try out. Then I sent it over to them. So yeah, definitely that's one thing I can do. All I ask is, hey, give me a good review. If I did
Yeah.
help you, write a review for me and just pass the word along to other people.
Well, thank you so
Because
much.
referrals are a
Pleasure.
big part of this.
Absolutely. Pleasure getting to know you. And hopefully we get to connect again. And I would love to see some before and after pictures, more like Eric. Maybe we could share your screen next time. Really, thank you for being here. Excited to work with you. Dynamic Fitness, reach out. Do you offer a free consultation? Is there a charge for the consultation? And can we get that through the website?
Yeah, I offer a free consultation. So anybody who wants to
Beautiful.
come to me first time, no charge. I'm just happy to help. There's no
Awesome.
obligation. And yeah, I just want to connect with people. I want to help them. That's what I'm
Good.
here to
And I
do.
also want to talk next time. Go to dynamic-fitness.com about how you want to help people increase their lifespan. Great conversation for next time. We'll leave it at that. And yeah,
Yeah,
excited
and
to talk
again, I
about that.
apologize about the technical difficulty. I'll fix it for next time we talk.
It
So
happens. Don't worry. It happens on my end sometimes too. So I can really, I empathize. Don't worry. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day.
thank you so
And
much.
stop eating 3 hours before bed. But you already knew that.
Yeah,
Okay. Goodbye.
definitely.
Talk soon. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the mytuner-radio, online radio box, and simpleradio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.